Before we get into our college football, though, Brett, let's real quick talk about some MLB. I have one pick that I want to make for Thursday, and it's going to be in the Yankees-Baltimore game. The Baltimore Orioles at home, not only are they plus 1.5 on the run line, but that's at plus 135 value, and I love that, especially against Jordan Montgomery when he's a lefty, and the Orioles at home against lefties, they're fantastic. The Orioles are batting better on the year against lefties than they are righties and have scored nearly as many runs against lefties as they have against righties, and that's on significantly less amount of at-bats too. So the Orioles have done really well against lefties, much better at home compared to on the road as well, and at plus 135 value, I find that to be spectacular considering the Yankees as of late against the run line are an atrocious 2 of 8. Or 2 and 8, sorry, not 2 of 8, 2 and 8 out of 10. So that is just abysmal for the Yankees in their past 10 games against the run line. Baltimore against lefties have performed rather well this year. They're playing tonight as well, so I'm expecting the series finale, the regular season series finale on Thursday to be interesting, and plus 1.5 at that value, I got to take it.
Yeah, Higgins, I think you're probably on the right side here. Yankees struggling as of late. Red Sox and Blue Jays both have passed them in the standings. So should be interesting here. Baltimore currently 3 outs away from locking up a dub against the Yankees on Wednesday night. So that game very likely to finish before the end of our podcast recording, but I don't know what exactly happens in the ninth inning in this one, Higgins. But I do like where your head's at here. I think it's very realistic. Baltimore keeps this one within a run.
And Chris Ellis on the mound for the Orioles on Thursday. His ERA is at a 2.082. I like his ability to start off strong for them potentially. Brett, one more line that I found. This is an Oregon-specific line for the MLB. And I've talked about this a few times with the NL West, and it's been interesting to see the Giants and Dodgers fight back and forth recently because they have traded places with first place. Who do you think's going to win the NL West? Because in Oregon, there's a line Giants minus 160 and the Dodgers plus 135.
Yeah, so both these teams have clinched a playoff spot, Higgins. Yeah, who do I think is going to win the division? I would lean Dodgers, Higgins, but I know you're going to be there as well, so I can't bet this, but why don't you explain why you like it so much?
Yes, I like the Dodgers plus 135 mainly because of how these schedules end for each of these two teams. And I want to take a look at the Padres specifically, another NL West team that might fight for a wild card potentially, has struggled as of late, but is still alive in terms of playoff hopes. The San Francisco Giants, they play the San Diego Padres 10 times. They have a 4-game series and 2 more 3-game series, including the last 3 games of the season are against the Padres in San Francisco. Meanwhile, the Dodgers, their season to finish off looks significantly easier. They're ending the Arizona trip tonight. Then they face off against Cincinnati and Colorado on the road, and then they go to Arizona. And then they finish off at home with just one 3-game series against the San Diego Padres. And then the last series is against the Milwaukee Brewers. So these final series are going to be interesting for these two teams, but the Giants have to play the Padres so much, and that is a very powerful lineup that can and will put on some runs very quickly if they get hot. And it just takes a few hits for them to get hot. So I like the Dodgers at this plus 135 value. And just remember, I have said previously, I took a Giants potential World Series or a pennant pick earlier in the year, so I'm just playing my chances with this NL West because I think that's where it goes through in this NL this year.
Yeah, I personally think Padres probably dead in the water, Higgins, to be honest. But yeah, Dodgers, I think better roster. But Giants keep on winning, proving everyone wrong. So never gonna count them out. But let's dive in to college
Oh wait,
football.
but just the Padres. You said they're dead in the water. They're one game out of the wild card. They're not dead in the water.
Yeah.
They're dead in
I
the
mean,
water in terms of
well,
the NL West, but not the wild card.
I mean, I'm. Look, Higgins, you're asking my opinion. They're dead.
Yeah.
They're dead.
Okay.
They've
Okay.
had Blake Snell on the IL. They're pitching Vince Velasquez, who was waived by the Phillies. You don't think the Phillies want to keep a good pitcher on their roster right now? This is a guy they got to throw out at least twice here over the next 10 games. So, look, I think the Padres probably the biggest disappointment in baseball this year. But yeah, technically, mathematically, they're still in it. But I'm not buying any Met stock either, Higgins. There are some teams that the math, sure, it could work out, but you know, probably booking their flights to Cancun.
Fair enough. You made some very great points about a very battered pitching staff for that Padres. Absolutely.